Hello students, this is Mr. Ngubo. We are now moving forward in terms of our module 2, which is human resource provision. Now I'm going to take you through to our lesson 3. Our lesson 3 will be covering human resource training and development. Please come up with your book, which is Farm Management. The publisher is J.L. van Schaik, and then same page we're going to start from 167 to 172. So please bring these particular resources, the textbook, the pen and paper, together with the facilitation summary that has been designed or compiled by Mr. Ngubo. Okay, these are our lesson goals. The module we said is human resource training and development. Right, the first one is training of farm employees information, and then development of farm employees information. All right, our learning outcomes: to understand the training of farm employees, the advantages and disadvantages, and to differentiate the training learning principles of adults and children in the workplace or in the farm, and together to understand the development of farm employees using career, organizational, and self-development at the workplace. Okay, let's move forward. As I mentioned, we are still under module 2, human resource provision, where we are going to look at our number 3. Our number 3 there, it looks small. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it was involved in an accident. You know, accident these days, they do happen. So, but we are not worried about that. I think my 3 now, it's a little bit bigger. Right, human resource training and development. It's involved giving all employees equal opportunity to improve on performance level in terms of skills, experience, and self-fulfillment to give customer excellent service and production. Remember, a person that is being trained is doing excellent job in terms of also the production. All right, let's look at training. What is training? Transfer or gaining of technical knowledge, related skills in order to develop competencies. So when you train someone, you transfer what? You transfer knowledge and skills for competency, right? The importance of or the advantages of training employees, why we have to train them. It's lead to increase of farm productivity. So once you train someone, you increase farm productivity. It helps to overcome restraining cultural influences. There are things that people that are scared of, but when you train them, it's overcome that cultural influences. Where do you come from? What is your culture in terms of this particular thing, right? It gives the employees improvement on frame of reference. Remember frame of reference? What was built on you before you are who you are by now, right? There's something that was given to you at the early age. Now it will improve in terms of this. It updates and builds the employees' knowledge and skills, as we mentioned. It's for knowledge and skills. It solves the organizational problems. So whatever the issues that we are having or problems that you might have through training that you are scared to ask, you might get help on it. Let's look at this employee that is doing, I think this might be a sugar cane. He's in a sugar cane farm. You see that particular individual is using that particular machine. So if this is training, this will increase farm productivity, how he uses or loading in terms of the sugar cane. Overcome restraining cultural influences that, hey, driving this is difficult. No, you just hold it there, you put it there, right? Improve frame of reference. You know that when you were young, you used to see this, but now it's what? You are using it. It's improve also your job skills and knowledge. Now, for you to be a human being, to use your hands to load on the truck in terms of using your own hands, you can now use this particular machine. Can we move forward? Let's look at objections and disadvantages. You train this particular individual. What are the impacts in the business? Trained employees demands higher wage. Trained employees are easily attracted to industries. They might leave you. Training is usually a short of time due to too much of work to be done. There is no time to train you more in terms of this. I'll give you zigzag. I hope that you got it. Okay. Training, employees often adopt superior attitude towards their core workers or core employees. Now, a person that is being trained, he thinks is the master of everything. All right. We are not a Jackie Chan here. Right. You can't kill everybody. Right. Let's look at the types of training of farm employees. There is an on-the-job training. There is an off-the-job training. I think also we went there. It's off-the-job training. The first one, it takes place within the normal working environment. So where are you working? I will also give you that information while you are on the job. Train you while you are on the job. Off the job, it takes outside the normal working environment. All right. Let's look at what is that. On the job training. Training is learned by doing. Please also look at this one. They are being trained. Right? Is learned by doing. Allows workers to practically do the job. Can you see? Training is within the working environment. Can you see? Training allows continuous feedback. If there's something I don't see nicely here, I can ask to my employer. It occurs on a long period. Remember, they can do this. Tomorrow they can be doing. Another day, it's got these 5 bullets. Learn by doing, they're doing it. Doing practical in the working environment. Continuous feedback in a long period. Now, let's look at the second one here. This particular individual is giving training to this young fellow. But this young fellow is what? Observing, not doing anything. This is the man that is having papers, is counting, maybe whatever is he counting around here. Workers to view the job. This fellow is just viewing it. In a classroom environment, can you see he's holding papers? This one is just in a classroom because there's nothing that he's doing. Allows little follow up. There's nothing too much that you can question. And then it's going to happen in a short time. This is how these jobs are different in terms of these two. Right, let's move on. Training of farm employees now by observation. Remember this, we are directly speaking to this young fellow now. He's just looking at it. He's observing. It's like in a classroom, so-called. Some, they just not even in the farm itself. They just off in the classroom itself. But this one was lucky. He can walk through, but he's doing nothing. You might find there are 5 of them doing nothing. They're just walking, looking at this fellow without doing. A method of training employees by watching other people or others doing the job for how it's done. So you're just looking. Right. We said training by doing helps employees to overcome cultural differences in the workplace. Right. Now, if you are not doing that, by watching other person working, cultural differences can be rooted, can be more planted on you. By watching other people leads to seeing what must be done without understanding why the task has to be done in that manner. When a problem or a crisis occurs, the employee does not know what to do because he was not told how to handle that situation, right? When the employee can't handle the situation, the farmer thinks the employee can think. Can you see this is now like an essay? The person doing demonstration is assumed capable of doing the job correctly. But what if he was doing it incorrectly? It means you are going to do it incorrectly. The faulty workmanship continues. So this one, training by doing, helps to overcome cultural difference. Without doing it or watching, cultural differences will be rooted, which can lead to employees watching or seeing what is happening without understanding. When the crisis comes, you don't know what to do. You can't handle the situation. If you can't handle the situation, the employer thinks you are not good at all, right? These are just the summary if you're looking at it. It got that step, that this 1, this 2, this 3, this 4. By observing, it got this what you call disadvantages. Learning what must be done without understanding. You will see what is happening, but you don't know what to do. Employees may not know to solve the problem. That's another disadvantage. You might not know what to do. The farmer's depressions because the employee is not showing initiative. It means you were trained, but you know nothing. So these are the disadvantages that you need to adhere to. Okay, let's move forward. Training and learning principles. This is where we are now. Training and learning of farm employees, right? The types of training of farming employees, we got adult training, you've got children training, right? When you train adult, you need to think, who are those individuals, right? One, it has a previous practical and it got an experience in learning ways. They had practicals before, they are having experience. But these ones, the children or the newly employed that are coming in fresh, they call it a fresh blood. They've got a theory, which means they had no previous practical learning, and they are inexperienced, right? They had no experience. So they are theoretical, opposite of practical. So they have no practical. This one, they have no experience, right? How do you look at them now? Let's look at these trainings. They are totally different. Remember, this one is an adult. He has been on the farm for long. You want to train this individual for the new thing. They have life experiences. They know things. They have practical in doing things. As you can see, is normal moving with a big, what you call, stick. He just control one horn of one bull, and that's it. They show a singleness of the purpose, right? They can do things. They've already have the frame of reference. They know how things are being done. It was loaded on their system long time ago. They are accompanied by self-paced. They are self-paced. Don't force them. These are elders. You need to respect elders, right? Children, they have no life experiences. They are. You can see where this one is walking. Right in the middle where they are busy plowing. Right in the middle. Look at this fellow. He's on the side. No practical on doing things. Look at these ones. They are two holding. These are new. They are new in this field. They show no singleness of the purpose. They are building the frame of reference. They are still building these ones. But they are accompanied by the group paced. It depends on the group what is happening in terms of them to move forward. Okay, let's move to the next one. Development of employees. A process where the management supports employees, remember manager or the employer, support employees with various training programs to enhance new skills, right, and knowledge. The first one will be career development, which is a formal taken by the farm business to ensure that employees with proper qualification and experience are available. This is what is career development for a business in terms of employees, right? Why it is important? It's summarized. I think this one. This one was entered. Just say delete here. It ensures that the right people are available to meet staffing requirements. It provides matching the abilities of individual needs with those of the business. It reduces absenteeism and it lowers labor turnover. It improves morals amongst employees. It provides less wastage. Right. This is the career that you must have in the business in terms of people. You must do the career development. All right. Number 2, organizational development, a formal approach taken to improve business effectiveness by changing employees' attitude, behaviors, perceptions, and expectation. Now, you need to change your staff attitude in terms of this. Okay. Self-development, a formal approach taken to improve individuals' career. Remember, each and everyone is having his own self or individual thinking in terms of the career, what you want to do after this, or maybe after 10 years. All right. Let's look at the elements or aspects of training and development that you need to include in your training and development program. You can have a date, the training program that we are going to do, the venue, the time, how much cost, the catering, together with the total cost. Maybe you can add the trainer. You're gonna need the trainer, in this regard, which is also fine. You can add it there. Right, let's look at the summary of lesson 3, which is human resource training and development. This summarizes the training of farm employees with its advantage and disadvantage, the types of training methods used in the farming environment, and the training learning principle of adults and children. It's also summarized the development of employees on the farm, where the farm owner, it summarizes the development of employees the farm owner can use to improve employees' performance, such as career development, organizational development, and self-development. Okay, we can go back and see. We talk about 3 types of development that you need to engage on. The importance of career for the business that the farm business must have. Okay, we're moving to check the principles in terms of adult learning and children learning. And we also moved to training the farm employees by observation, which is not a good idea. This is what's going to happen in terms of training by watching, which can give these advantages. And also we looked at the types of training that you can offer, which is off the job and on the job. And then we look at the disadvantages of training people in the farm. We also look at advantages of training people in the farm, which mostly you must have, even though it does not support you fully, but you must have. As I mentioned, I'm Mr. Ngubo. I was taking you through lesson 3. Okay, we'll meet together on our lesson 4 on the same module. Thank you for now. Just enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.